Oh, there we go. Let's see what we got here. Losing my voice from yelling. Let me see this. What do we got? Okay, here's my house. There's the burnt out house inside. There it is. That used to be my house right there. There's the other neighbor. And there's where my other neighbor was. So he built his house right there in the center. Right there. Right outside my front window. Been harassing me for 12 years now. That's his whole field. He owns all the way down to the end of that field, right? That he built his house right there. And we're walking out. There's my tarps. I put those up to block myself from being seen by my neighbor because whenever he saw me, he would start yelling stuff at me. So I went out of sight, out of mind. Plus, he started throwing stuff. So I put the tarps up to block the rocks. There's my van that's disabled now. And I go out to Durgin Hill, right? And I walk down. There's the neighbor perk nut way out in the distance. There's the Bowles property. He builds right next to mine. Right there's where my house was. There's the other neighbor, Prime. And you go right over, and here's his house. He owns that whole field all the way down this road, way past that house, way down there. Yet he builds his little house. That deck's been there 7 years now. There's his outhouse, has been there 12 years. So he builds his little house right next to mine. See, we got a problem with the reverse effects that says for sale, right? Okay, we got these numbers are all backwards, I guess. I probably have to hit reverse on the camera. So we got our danger signs out, which you can't read because they're reversed. Laser, right? Microwave frequencies present, power lines overhead, and high voltage. See that? They're all backwards. I got to fix that. So they're the power lines. They put those right in front of my house. They weren't there before. Look where I am. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Yet they ran these high voltage power lines that radiate straight into the house, right? Straight in. And there he is. There's his outhouse, his little porta potty. There's his window there where he looks out and watches me every day for 12 years now. He's got cameras set up and stuff. He watches, but he acts like he does nothing because he has other people that watches for him because he pays them. So I put these, that's my little shack right there, right? There's my truck. I spent about $2,000 on that before they disabled the engine, destroyed it. There's my Geo. I spent a lot of money on that. So then we go in. There's my little door. There's the tarps, right? I'm trying to hide myself, not to cause him a problem. See that? His little windows right there. That's where he looks in and watches me. See how he set this house up perfectly? Perfectly set up to watch my residents. Notice there's supposed to be a snow pile where they plow. It's perfectly knocked down so he can watch me. See that? That's his window right there. And here I am. It's my front door right there. He watches me go in and out. There's my burnt down structure where he can look straight into my kitchen. And look at that. He sat and watched me for years, yelling and screaming as I recorded him and notified the state police. Gee, he did that a long time, didn't he? Oh, he's such a magnificently economically challenged, kind of individualistically kind of bowels guy. He sure is. Cullinan out. So please send your money and help me, if you will. I need help. I have a visual impairment. My family's boycotted me. I could use any tiny bit of help. Anything you got, washers, dryers, some building equipment, because I have no intention of going anywhere. But they constantly yell to tell me to get out. But I am crazy because he's told the whole neighborhood. He says, Joe's crazy. He goes, that man's crazy, is what he says. He tells everybody, Mr. Cullinan's crazy. So I'm crazy. I've been here 17 years. 17 years, right? 17, right? 17, 1-7. See that? My little yard. I had bird seed feeder going, right? There's this little house he built, yelling and screaming with his ultrasonic microwave, burning my face up. Solve the neck mass on WordPress. Right? Fort Hermit on Capture My Vermont. All I did is take pictures of birds. And the motherfucker sat there watching me, all paranoid with his neighborhood drug dealers, all upset that Joe was sitting there watching them. I literally had no clue to the extent that he had gone, that he called in the city of Beacon's fucking finest to back him up. You know what I mean? He's got some clout, you know? So there's where my house used to be. There's my van that's disabled. So I'm waiting till the snow to melt. Now, I'm going to sit here and wait. When I do finally perish, you know, I'm dead. Big deal. I have nowhere to go. My mother's dead. My father's dead. My stepmother's dead. Within, what'd I say? 2, 3, 4 weeks, within a month. Within a month, my house was burnt down, right? 2 weeks after my father died. And then my dog died 2 weeks later, right? Now, this is going on for quite some time, and this guy's cocky. He plays dumb to the state police and local law enforcement. He obviously has some kind of connection because he plays stupid, like he's such the concerned big citizen. Yet he's the big time drug dealer, mover and shaker, right? These other guys down the road, Perknut, they're just as insane. They've been yelling with their sound tube out the window right down there. See, there's the power lines. There they are right out there. They've been yelling with their little sound tube, ultrasonic frequencies, yelling, we're going to drive you crazy, Mr. Cullinan. They say this over and over while I record them and broadcast them now for 3 years. This has been going on. 3 years, nonstop, 24/7. They have this high ridge area. They call it the high vantage point. They have all these microwave guided laser speaker systems set up where they yell and yell as I rebroadcast it nonstop. Nonstop, I rebroadcast. Now, this nitwit thinks he's a badass. Right? He has something coming because I'm not going to give up. I'm not going nowhere until he kills me. And then I'll go to heaven. Heaven. Right? Mr. Bowles? He does the ghost thing all the time. He tries to broadcast his personal facial image into your brain. He obviously has friends that do this stuff, you know? Now, I'm telling you, he knows I'm doing this because they observe me. They watch my behavior. So I'm waiting for you, tough guy. Tough guy, I'm waiting for you.